When I think about it, I think about groundbreaking. So I'd say Isomo curriculum is groundbreaking.
Fundamental.
Paradigm shift.
Pioneering.
Preparedness.
One word. Eclectic.
Exposure.
Prognostic.
For the last 12 years, British Rwanda became known for placing the top talent in East Africa to the best universities abroad. Our average GPA for our students who have gone to university is a tick above 3.5 GPA, and our graduation rate has been 98%. Whenever I think about this percentage, I think about our secret sauce. How have we been able to achieve this? For us to be able to consistently attract scholarships, it's all because of how we prepare these students.
At Isomo, we understand education as a self-driven quest. It is a place of resources, of knowledge, of ideas, of network. And the key skill is knowing how to use those resources. So it becomes very clear that learning how to learn is the most important skill.
Most of our students, when they come in, they are brilliant students academically, but they are lacking in confidence. These are students who struggle to speak, to express themselves. By the time they finish their time at Isomo, they are full of confidence. They can seek out opportunities for themselves. They are not afraid to try and fail.
There is this cluster of skills that have been called soft skills, 21st century skills. Those skills start with literacy, the skills that allow us to understand, to decipher, to synthesize information, but also to clearly communicate them. And this was really the big idea of Isomo. It was, how do we provide a program, a curriculum, and innovative ways of supporting some of the really top students? How do we package those skills? How do we make sure that students get very high learning outcomes, which will give them a competitiveness, an edge, a leg up as they compete globally and build their lives?
At Isomo Academy, I teach 2 courses. One is called research writing, and the second is a public speaking class. The point of the research class is to develop their writing skills, but more importantly, it's to really develop the way that they think. As they develop a research question about something that is relevant and related to their community, we teach them the skills to go and find answers, to find secondhand research that people have already done, to synthesize the data. The second class for public speaking, it is meant to develop their confidence and their creative ability to express themselves. Sometimes they do informative speeches. Sometimes the speeches are designed like a TED Talk to share an idea that they are passionate about. With those 2 classes combined, the students become articulate, confident, logical, creative in the way that they express themselves.
I taught a class called Origins and Meaning. It was a melding of physics, philosophy, understanding art, understanding different types of sciences, the history of science. We were trying to use physics concepts, philosophy concepts to trace back the steps to the origins of humanity and the universe itself. It was a lot of questions to get to understanding the meaning of life, essentially.
I taught a history of ideas class, and the concept of the class was really to introduce students to key thinkers, to expose them to a wide variety of perspectives and ways to see the world, and do so in historical terms and how ideas came to be. The main goals of the class were to be able to sit with a complex text and try to decipher what it is about and clearly communicate very complex forms of thought and proposals that we read about.
In the 21st century, you cannot talk about leadership without talking about climate change. We talked about different topics, from carbon markets to geoengineering to urban heat islands to sustainable farming, to understand what are we dealing with, but also what are new industries, new skills, new sectors that are going to help us deal with climate change.
I taught 2 courses, one of them being personal development, which focuses on the students' growth in terms of mental health, emotional intelligence, and then understanding Christianity. For personal development, I've seen them be more open to difficult conversations and ask questions that they did not ask before, including, what does being self-aware mean? For understanding Christianity, our students have probably been introduced to Christianity and what it is, but the understanding of it in the more philosophical way and being able to defend that for those that are Christians and even for those that are not Christians, to be able to understand what it means at the core of it all.
I taught the students environmental sustainability. The main objectives for this program were to define sustainability using its three main dimensions: the economy, the ecology, and also the equity aspect of sustainability. The mindset of an environmental sustainability student changes to a more open-minded set of thoughts that looks for the solutions that don't just affect them currently, but also the future generations that are ahead of them.
So at Isomo, I teach reading. And in the first year, it looks like guided reading. The second year, it's literature. Guided reading leans more on the non-fiction side. So here, the students really get to dig into the basics. So the skills they explore are, all right, am I able to pick out the key details from this reading? What is it trying to tell me? What are the reasons that it's giving me for particular arguments? And then they get to challenge that and say, well, do I agree with this? Do I not agree with this? And then literature takes a different approach. Here they're able to have a creative, imaginative, innovative approach to reading. They're not just reading to pick out information. They're reading to create a world for themselves. They read things from African literature, especially the works of the greats like Chinua Achebe, Chimamanda, and from America, from Southern America, from Asia. Every single reading class is coupled with a communication arts class. This is really a time for them to challenge their own thinking. They pick up skills such as critical thinking. They're able to analyze texts and give their own opinions.
I think that's where our secret lies in how we prepare our students. By the time they are ready to apply to universities, their English is stronger, their writing skills are stronger. We get this student from a strong academic student to a student who is ready to thrive and succeed at a university level.